Hello and welcome to this session. I'm Raghav, and in this session we are going to learn step by step how to add our Eclipse project to Git, and by the end of this session I will also share the link of my GitHub project that I'm creating in this session. So the first step is we will create an account on GitHub, or it can be any other Git repository or cloud repository providers like Bitbucket. So I will go to Google and search for GitHub, and this is here. I will go to github.com, and here we have to create a new account. In case you already have an account, you can use that. You can go to sign up and create a new account, and in case you already have an account, then you can sign in. So here in my case I already have an account, so I will click on sign in and log into my account. So I will just add my credentials and login. So here I have my GitHub. So if you have logged in to your account for the first time and you have created a new account, you will not see any of these projects here, but you will still see all this dashboard. So we have done step number 2, and now after logging into your account you can create a repository. So here on your GitHub you can go to this plus icon here, drop down, and create new repository from here, or you can directly go and click on this new button. So I will click on this new button, and here I can add a repository name. So the project I want to add is my rest assured project that I have created on my Eclipse, and if I show you, this is my Eclipse and this is my rest assured API testing project. So this is what I want to create a repository for. So I will just mention here rest assured, and if you want to give some description you can say rest assured project by Raghav, and I will click on create repository. So this will create a GitHub repository, and it has created a repository. This is the URL of this repository, and you can also use this URL from here. And now step number 3 is I will go to Eclipse and go to Git perspective. So I will open my Eclipse here, and here you can see here is a option for perspectives. So we can open a perspective from here, and if you go here you will find a Git perspective. Now just in case you do not see Git, that may be because the extensions or plugins for Git are not added, but in all the latest versions of Eclipse it is inbuilt, so you should be finding a option here Git, and I will go to the Git perspective and open it, and here now you can see we have this option add existing local Git repository to this view, and then this is the next option here. This one is to clone a Git repository and add the clone to this view, and the third option here is this one which says create a new Git repository and add to this view. So in our case we have created our Git repository, and now we want to clone a Git repository and add the clone here. So I'm going to select this option. I will click this, and here it is asking me for the URI of the repository. So you can just copy it from here or copy from here, both will work, and then paste it here, and it will take the host and the path from here, and then you just have to provide your GitHub or the cloud repository credentials. So in this case I'm using GitHub, so I will provide my GitHub credentials. So I will say username and I will give the password. So this is step number 4. We have to clone the Git repository, provide the repo URL and credentials, and this is step number 5 that we are doing now. So I will click on next, and here I will say next again, and you can see this will now clone the repository, and you can provide the location where you want to store it on your system. So let me say I want to store it under my D drive and projects, and I will go to Eclipse project, and I will just store it here. So I will say I will have to give a new folder here, or I'll just say store here. Okay, so it will get stored here, and this is what it will create, a folder called rest assured, and will store here. So I will say finish, and you can now see this rest assured repository has come here, and you can also check physically on your system. If I go to this location, that is my D drive, and go to projects and go to Eclipse, and here you can see a rest assured folder is created, and as of now it is empty, but you will see a hidden folder called .git, and that means this is now getting tracked by Git. You can also if you do not see this hidden folder, you can enable viewing of hidden folders from the view, and you can see hidden items, but that is fine, it is just for information. And now step number 6 will be, I have to add my Eclipse project to this repository. So now I will go back to my default perspective, that is Java, and then I will go to my project. So this is my project, and you can see I have created all my classes and everything here. So I will do a right click on this project, and I will go to team, and then I will say share project. So that means it will then get tracked by Git. So I'm saying share, and now I have to select the repository that I want to add it to. So your repository should be available in the drop down now, and you can see it is now available here, rest assured, that we just created. And here you can see this is the current location of my project as of now, and then this will be the new target location. So I will say finish, and yes, and now you can see some icons are also changed. That means it is now being tracked by Git, and then we have done this, and now we can do commit and push. So if I go to my repository on GitHub and if I refresh it, you will not see any changes here. I do not have any of my project data as of yet here. So for that I will again do a right click on my project and go to team, and then click on commit, and you can see now I'm getting all these unstaged changes, and because this is the first time I'm committing, I have got everything here. Also, just in case you do not want some particular files or class path or maybe result files into the remote repository, you can add that location or path in the .gitignore file. I will show you that in a moment. For now I will select everything here and drag and drop to the staged changes area, and then I can give some commit message, first commit, and you can give some meaningful messages here so that others can also know what you are committing. And then I can say commit and then push later, or I can do commit and push at the same time. I will say commit and push, and then I will say next, and I again have to provide my GitHub credentials here. You can also check store in secure store if you do not want to add it every time, and then I will say login, and then you can see it is going to the master branch, which is the only branch we have as of now, and I will say finish, and now you can see the progress here. So it is now done. If I now go and refresh my repository on GitHub, I should be getting all the changes, and you can see I have got my project here, and this is the first commit, and I have got everything here. If I go to the src folder and go to the test folder, I have got all my tests and all my classes here. Everything is present here, and this is the location of my repository. This is the URL. So if I want, I can just share this URL with anyone and he can get the complete project. So you can also check, this is my project here. And now if I make any changes, so I just have to do commit and push. For example, let us say I make some change here. I create a new class. I will say demo class for Git and save. Now I will just save my project. If I again do a right click and say team and say commit, you can see this is the uncommitted changes. That is the new class or new file I have created. I can just drag and drop, and I can say added new class, demo class for Git, and say commit and push, and then I will say it is done, and it did not ask me for the credentials because now I have already stored them. And if I now refresh and go here, you will see the latest commit is added new class demo class for Git, and you can see this was the change done in this folder. And then if anybody wants to get my project, I just have to share this URL. So this URL I can share with anybody, and because this is a public repository I have created, so with this anyone can get my entire project. So I will copy this here. You can see this is my link for the repository, and then if you want to clone it into your Eclipse, you just have to again do a cloning like I have done. And if I go to team again, you can see we have so many other options: commit, push, pull, all these options are here. And then you can see the .gitignore file. So if I go to the location of this project, I will do a right click, go to properties, and go to the folder of this project. And here if I go inside, you can see there is a .gitignore file. If I open this, now as of now it has the target folder, so that means this folder will not get committed to the remote repository, so which is this folder. And if you want to add other folders or other uh, paths, you can just add it here. You can also check a sample.gitignore file online, and then you can add whatever you do not want to get committed to the remote repository. And this is how you will get your project committed on Git. I hope this was very useful for you. Do share your knowledge with everyone, and if you have any doubts, let me know. I will see you soon. Thank you for watching.